After 5 weeks of travelling, we were tired and ready to move on. But India still had a few surprises left for us.
Hi, I'm Maddie.
And I'm Ruby.
We left Australia over a year ago on an adventure around the world.
And now we want to invite you along for the ride.
Welcome to His and Her Travellings. After our longest journey on the train yet, we're in Kolkata. That was a brutal overnight one. Bloody hot. Go ahead.
We're excited for
Showers. We sorely missed walking around safely on something other than a road, so after showers we headed out to Calcutta's version of Hyde Park for the afternoon.
So Maddie's been wanting to play cricket for the last 5 weeks. Found a team that's willing to let him play. He's very happy.
So we're up early in Kolkata and we're making our way to...
We're going on tour to Sundarbans.
Yeah, we're booked into a 2-night, 3-day tour of the Sundarbans, which is like a mangrove national park on the coastline between India and Bangladesh. And what is the draw, Ruth?
Well, there is a chance that we will see a Bengal tiger.
It's a very, 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 very slim chance, but there is a chance. So that's good enough for us.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah. So we're just heading to the tour office and we're going to see what happens after that.
After navigating Kolkata's streets in the minivan and a quick chai stop, it was a fairly long journey where we caught a ferry, then a tuk-tuk, then another ferry, and then a pickup truck to get to the eco-village.
So Rube thinks she's the animal whisperer because she's got Hugh at home, and most of the time they either just run off or they come running to me. It's quite funny. So as we get ready after our first day in the Sundarbans, it was a long day of travel to get here. It was very hot, very sweaty, but we were rewarded with a beautiful lunch and then a cool afternoon walking around the little village and on the water, sussing out the mangroves and spotting some birds as the sun went down. Just coincidentally, we've experienced a festival, another Indian festival. Couldn't tell you more than that. Seems to be one every place we go. But it was pretty cool. Bit of music, bit of dancing, and a bit of rice wine, which wasn't the greatest. But another really good dinner, and we're tucking ourselves into our nice little mud hut. And then we're up bright and early for our safari out in the actual Sundarbans National Park, and hopefully, maybe, probably not, see a tiger. But you gotta be in it to win it.
So it's 6 a.m. in the morning and we've just woken up and we're going to grab some chai quickly and then we're heading off on a boat to go on a safari all day. Yay!
One thing worth noting about Tour de Sundarbans is how fantastic the food and chai is. Throughout the day we were served copious amounts of authentic chai without milk and delicious and nutritious Bengali food.
Our morning started out pretty successfully, with multiple sightings of kingfishers, spotted deer and crocodiles. At 11 a.m, our guide pointed out some fresh tiger tracks running from the mangroves to the water. But it was only when Maddie thought to look on the other side of the water that we saw the incredibly rare Royal Bengal tiger.
Oh my god, it's huge!
amazing thing just happened. We saw Royal Bengal tiger.
We saw one. We were told from the start not to expect anything. It wasn't going to happen. The tourist guy, he does it every day. He hadn't seen one for over a month.
10th of August.
Yeah, 10th of August. Solo, who we're with, he hasn't seen one for 4 months, and
so we were just like, you know what, we're just going on a river cruise around and then we were looking at some tiger tracks on the other side of the river, and Maddie just like turned his head around, and what did you see?
I was like, what's that? It looks like a head. And we all go over and bang, just having a nice little chill in the water.
Oh, this beautiful tiger. It was like
chills.
Yeah.
It was sick. That's a highlight so far.
Oh, for sure.
That's amazing. Tiger spotting aside, if you are lucky with the weather, the entire day out on the boat surrounded by a unique and fascinating ecosystem is definitely worth your time in its own right. So that's our time in the Sundarbans coming to an end.
It's been a very interesting and special and crazy 48 hours, but it's been definitely a highlight of our India trip so far. And if you're in the area or if you're considering coming to India, I'd say make this a priority to come here because it is amazing. Really, really beautiful.
It's pretty accessible from Kolkata. We went through tour to Sundarbans.
Which I would recommend as well, because not only do you get the tour of seeing the Sundarbans, but you also get to stay in the amazing eco-village here that they've set up, and I think that's even a better of an experience.
If you just want to enjoy really good home-cooked food, heaps of food, if you just want to experience like a local community that just exists here in Sundarbans, so far out and removed from the rest of like an Indian city,
but probably more exposed to tourists, and so like, you know, you're not getting asked for money or anything other than, you know, good conversation, and
it's just a beautiful part of the world. Like the forest is so unique, being mangroves everywhere, and it was just it was a beautiful time to finish pretty much our time in India really. As we look towards Myanmar next week. Well, we're still in Kolkata for a few more nights, and we may be popping to the beach, so this isn't it for this vlog, but yeah, just for now.
We made it to our next destination, Australia!
Nearly, but no. It is a beach though, so that's cool.
And it's perfect weather today, even though 5:30 this morning, massive storm came through.
It was apocalyptic. You couldn't see 10 meters like in front of you.
Oh, did we say where we were?
Oh yeah, we're in Mandarmoni.
Yay! Yeah, we caught a bus down here last night, had the biggest like faff around because no one here serves food till like 9 p.m. at night.
We eats at 9 and we missed lunch, so we were just starving and we couldn't find anywhere. We walked everywhere, we couldn't find anything.
Yeah, so once we got food though, we had a fresh perspective on life, and this place is really great now.
It's fun. We gotta go for a swim, so that's cool.
Mandarmoni is definitely not set up for foreign tourists, but it's got nice long sandy beaches, so it doesn't really have to. Side note, we actually got into a spot of trouble with the authorities. During monsoon season, West Bengal has a Okay, so we're back in Kolkata.
For the third time now.
So even though we've spent now 3 nights here and 1 more night tonight, we really actually haven't seen a lot of Kolkata other than Park Street, which is a very lovely street, but we feel like we should probably give the city a bit more of a chance to actually see things in it. So right now we're walking through the park and we're heading to the, what is it? The
Victoria Memorial.
Yeah.
It's a very impressive British style Victorian era building, and we're going to see what's there. with like only an hour left till it closes, so that's good. Victoria Memorial.
So we got to the Victoria Memorial and we were lining up at the ticket place.
It's the number one thing to do in Kolkata, apparently.
And we looked up online and it said foreigners are 200, which like is pretty reasonable considering like locals are only 20 or something. So we're like, yeah, cool, 200, like we could do that. And then we get here and it's 500 for foreigners, and it must be pretty new because the stickers like
just been put over. Which when you take $20 out for something that, I mean, it's cool, but we're not like so interested. But I mean, it was only 10 each to get into the gardens, and it's been nice walking around.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful here.
Everyone's out and about with their partners.
Lots of PDA here, like a little like too much. Like
I don't know if we've said it, but Kolkata's been the most progressive place we've been.
For sure.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Good way to finish, I think.
Yeah, really nice. I'm really happy with the route that we chose.
Obviously missed a lot of India, but we definitely saw enough, I'd say.
Yeah.
One last dinner, Indian cuisine.
And yeah, then it's off to the airport tomorrow.
Okay, so as for leaving the park, I just wanted to say something about how it was one of my favourite experiences to date of this trip, that you can just come along and jump in both a game of cricket like I did last week and then a game of football today, and they're just so like just welcoming to get you involved, and it was just good to have a run around. So as the sun sets on the last day in India, it strikes again. I tried to book us a cheap airport hotel. It was closed, that had like Wi-Fi and was just somewhere we could chill out to like the 1:30 a.m. that our flight out of here is at. We just got there, and honestly I've never seen a place look so different to how it was advertised, and it's just, it was just one last frustration that sort of underpins your experience here in India, and it is what it is, and we had to come to the airport and we've got so long to wait. Got so many hours, and it's weird, like the security won't let us through to the international departure terminal. So we're waiting in this like sort of, I don't know, airport ticketing area. It's aircon, but it's gonna be a long night till we get on the plane, and I've left Rubes there. I've had to go to the toilet, and I feel so bad. Like it's really, it's not a good end, but I don't know, it is what it is, and we'll just cop it and then wake up tomorrow in Myanmar, so that's something to look forward to. But yeah, it is what it is. That's India.
Well, since last time it's been like 5-6 hours, and we are finally at the boarding gate for this flight to Myanmar, stopping over in Bangkok first.
Yep, it's been another fantastic day. Encountered our last little hiccup in what is just part of the journey.
India.
Yeah.
That is all for our Backpacking India series. We really hope that you've enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I mean, India in general has been amazing. Super cool, super interesting, super frustrating, but just out and out. One of the places that you just have an experience with everything you do, whether positive, negative, and everything in between. It's been cool.
Yeah.
But 45 days was a good amount of time, I think.
Yeah.
And
we're ready to move on.
We're ready to go on and keep the journey going. That's it for Backpacking India, and we'll see what the future holds in Southeast Asia. So that's it for now.
Please like and subscribe.
And we'll do it all again next week.
Bye.
In Southeast Asia.
I mean, if we get there, we'll just see.